What up, Joe? You are tuning in to What Works for Us, the Black Queer Lifestyle Podcast.
Where we'll discuss everything Black and queer,
Mental health,
relationships,
art,
fashion.
We taking back our culture, y'all.
Carry my city like some shoulder pads and strap. Evidently, I've been killing.
Hi.
What's up? What up, Doe? What up, Doe?
Long time.
What up, Doe?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I can't believe we're here again. It's been such a long time. Well, I mean, our intro, Emerson, how we gonna do it today? Let's we're a little rusty, of course, but you are now listening to
What Works for
What
Us.
Works for Us. All black,
All queer.
all black.
Okay.
Come on, Emerson.
No.
All queer, all black, all queer. I sounded just like Coco Jones, don't I?
Not Coco Jones.
Did you hear about that? That they said that the record, they went and did a check on who's the number one artist, something that's in AI platform, and they were saying like all of Coco Jones' music is in AI platform. So a lot of the record labels and stuff and people are using Coco Jones as I guess what you call that, a prototype, I guess.
Oh,
for
okay.
the music they're making now. What do you think that's about, Emerson? Just
Why would they
you
pick
think Coco
her?
Jones? Maybe because of the style that she sings. Remember, I always say that she sounds like a high school talent show where she would win in high school, but you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's that style of singing. I don't know. That's just what I heard. I'm not saying that necessarily she deserved to be there, but
Yeah.
that's what I heard.
You know, okay. It's well, I guess we got to check in and stuff, but I'm the whole I'm
Right. It is time to what? Check in.
But
Check
wait,
in,
let me
check in,
finish what I'm
okay.
gonna say about the AI first, and then we can check
Okay.
in. But I'm just gonna say AI music. I do have a group that's AI that I like that I listen to on YouTube Music. But I know what AI sound like. They sound good, but it's a certain, I don't know if my ear is just trained because I, listened to so much good music, back in the day that, now I just know when I hear some real shit. But I can tell it's AI. It's like, it sounds good. Like the guys, they blowing. You talking about how Day 26 yesterday, how they be thinking, they could give Day 26 a run for their money. The way they singing and it's like, tearing it up. But I still know, I'm like, but this is synthetic. Like it's not real. So, I tried. Anyway, but we could check in. You want to go first?
Yes, I could go first. Wow. So what's been going on? So it's been a while, y'all. One of the main things, just to be transparent on the podcast, one of the main things that kind of interrupted us this year with moving forward and getting to 100, right? Like that's one of our big goals, to make sure we get to our 100th episode. I feel like we're in syndication and our contract at Paramount Plus. No, we're gonna be on Apple TV. On Apple TV, we got 100 episodes, and so we're trying to make sure we hit that mark and fulfill our contract. We don't get sued by any television or podcast label.
Right.
Wink, wink.
We got new people trying to get on the podcast though. I don't know.
Right. We do.
It's a lot. Somebody mentioned last time I was out, they was like, I need to get a podcast. I'm like, oh, but go ahead.
Okay. With my grandmother had got really, really sick. She was diagnosed with cancer just in December, right? And so and unfortunately she did pass away in how long it's been now? March, the months, April. And so going back and forth to South Carolina, that kind of took the uncertainty of like, okay, am I going to be here this week? Am I not going to be here this week? And then through that whole process, and then of course just the grieving process. And so that was one of the major reasons, that while how our schedules really just got out of whack, because we were like on a roll for a while. And then of course, in true what works for us, podcast fashion, it took a while for us to even get back. And so I'm excited to be back. People have been asking about the podcast, and I know that people listen, and they were like, "Well, when y'all do, doing another episode?" So we're back. But yeah, that was really the main thing, and really just what grief, like, you just never know how grief would impact family, um, impact yourself. I still don't know. Like, I literally maybe 3 weeks ago just cleaned out my trunk of my grandma things that I had brought back with me, and so I have been riding around with stuff in the back seat, the stuff in the trunk. It was just one of them things where it took so much of, like, from December all the way to April. I would say it was one of the rough 5 months emotionally, right, mentally, because of course things happen within the family that just really took a toll. And my mom and my aunts and uncle rather. And so yeah, grief is something, right? Like, grief will turn a family, a life upside down. And like, literally, I still think my mom is really still going through a lot about it. And it just happened so fast, right? Like, just I just want to make sure I honor my grandmother, Zahora, Namibia. Like, in you know December, when we found out she was sick, she still was good, dancing, doing TikTok videos. Everything was, we got the news, but when we went down there that first time, everything, was okay. Then the second time, it wasn't as okay, but it just came fast. And then, of course, the news. So I guess what I really just want to make sure that, we continue to be aware of what, my grandmother was a person, living with paranoid schizophrenia. She had been living with it her whole life, and she really taught me what it means to really overcome, um, mental health conditions, or be able to live with mental health conditions and live a fruitful life, right? Like, people have been, what you call that, like, teasing her, or she was a menace during her, in her younger years, dealing with her mental health conditions. But she became an advocate. She became a peer support specialist for people. She was very, active in church. And I told you, Evan, said, like, the church that that really supported her during her funeral and all that was, the Mormon church. And I didn't know. The only thing I knew about the Mormon church was with, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I mean, of course, I know, you know, the Church of Latter Day Saints. I know of it, but I was with them, right? I watched how they helped clean out her house. I watched how they helped her, conduct her funeral. It made me think, like, I need to check them out, because they do, they did, the way they rallied around my grandmother was beautiful. And so I guess a couple of messages, right? I want to make sure on this podcast, to honor my grandmother, is to really continue to have awareness around mental health conditions. Be patient with people, that has diagnosis, whether it's, seasonal depression, suicidal ideations, other intellectual, diagnosis like autism, right? I've really been doing a lot of watching autism on TikTok, and how people manage and cope, and mothers and families cope with having children, on the spectrum. And then, like, my grandmother, just one, knowing that they can do it, right? Like, we can, people in this world, everybody in this world is not going to be intellectually the same, physically the same, mentally the same. We all have different, degrees of how we show up in this world around those, and so I like showing love to people, supporting people, and Yeah, I think that's really the biggest thing, and making sure you have a tribe. Like I think we don't and this is for my what you call that lonely people, or my I don't need no friends people, or I could do this on my own. We talked about this on a podcast, but you never know, right? We do need people from in this life and after, because I can't imagine like leaving this earth and alone. So I just want to put that out there. Like y'all get up out that house, call that friend back, you know, um, squash that beef that didn't mean nothing from 10 years ago because, you didn't like the way they looked at y'all like the same man and whatever, right? Life is too short. Love on your friends, love on your family, and continue to show people grace that don't show up in the world that look like you or act like you or think like you. Diversity is important. So yeah, R.I.P.
Yes,
ZZ,
sorry.
Heavenly
Yes.
Father. So that's my
Yes.
main check in. What you been going through, MSN? What's popping with you?
Um. Well, I'm thinking about last time. I think last time it was before I actually did my detox, before I kind of really went on hibernation. All that it was before all that. So yeah, I've been done detox. I've been through a hibernation where I wasn't going out really. It came out for birthdays, but that was it. And yeah, the detox was okay, but it didn't. It was different this time, just because I say I'm Little Miss Piggy, and Little Miss Piggy has to go to a gym. Just point blank, period. It's just not an option at my age now. So that's just something I have to do because it just didn't. It did what it. I mean, it did. I guess maybe internally it did stuff, but as far as weight go, it didn't make a big difference. And I know that's because I'm just not moved. I don't. I just not. Well, I wasn't moving a lot. I was very sedentary then, but now I'm outside. So, I
Mhm.
mean, but that's still not enough. So that happened. Um, yeah, and the hibernation happened, which was cool. It was cool. I, I would just say it's cool. Like it was cool. I just worked and chilled at home, but I didn't do other. I should have been going to the gym during that time. So, that's it with that. But yeah, I'm back outside for the summer. I'm enjoying myself. I came in with a bang, and I, don't- I don't know what else the summer is gonna bring, but I mean, I'm not stopping. Next week is a holiday. I got a couple of days off, so yeah. I do need a vacation though. I need a vacation. Last vacation was your birthday. That I had like 9 days. I need like a 9 day stretch somewhere. So I need to get away. But nowadays you have to really plan ahead, or else you just gonna be paying 2,000 maybe just for your plane ticket, and not even maybe your full hotel stay. Like, so you really have to plan if you try to get a deal. And I know like they have what Frontier has that they have like a membership now where you could just fly anytime and you pay a certain like a flat rate fee. I don't
I
think I
didn't
would
know
do
that.
that. Yeah, but for people that might not care, yeah, I know I follow a girl on YouTube that does that. I forgot what it's called, but it's like a membership. You just pay a certain amount of money and you can just fly. There's probably stipulations with that, but you can still fly almost like anytime, like from what she says. So, anyhow, that's something that if y'all didn't know, that's out there. But yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. I'm still single, but we'll talk about that kind of when I play our videos for today. We can get into that, but yeah, that's it for me.
So you took this time off because that's a thing with you, and so you said, so was there any difference this time? Because you usually take sabbaticals, right? That is in your DNA. And so yeah, because you were not around, and my schedule kind of changed where I kind of piggybacked on you with cutting some of my normal routines out, like just going to Fourth Street, just doing things that I just do routinely that really didn't serve no purpose, like it wasn't really fun. And we kind of talked about this on the podcast, really trying to cultivate my life. You know that works for me? Do you feel like during that time you're able to kind of really map out things like what is that sabbatical for you, right? I know you do you one my question, do you save a lot of money? Because
Oh
I
yeah,
imagine if I didn't go out, I would probably
yeah.
save so much money.
Yeah, no, I do save money during that time. It's easy though to maybe it's easy to get into habits of when you are at home all the time. For me, because if I'm laying on the bed like Mariah Carey, I'm on the internet looking at stuff to buy, like and that's just easy. It's easy to get caught up in that, and then you don't save money, so you have to. I have to get disciplined with that, like Uber Eats. I have to get disciplined with going to the grocery store. So yeah, for that it's good. I probably could have did better because I'm not perfect, but I definitely do save money when I do that. But I think maybe that's next time I do it. I need to have more of a plan, like I'm saving to do this or I'm saving to do that, because I do actually have something I want to do when I'm 43 for myself. That gonna probably cost a pretty penny. So, and it's not no procedure or no surgery, nothing like that. Just that's what most people think nowadays. But no,
No
that's not.
BBL?
No. But yeah, and it's gonna cost a pretty penny. So I don't know if I would. Well, maybe I could. Maybe that could be the time I save for that, and then by summer I'll be ready to pull the trigger. Um, and it's not really a secret, I guess. I mean, I just
Let's
I'm
do it.
single, and I'm not getting on nobody's app. When I go outside, ain't nothing coming my way, so I'm gonna have to hire somebody to help me. So I'm gonna hire a matchmaker, and that's what I said for my 43rd birthday. If I don't meet anybody, I'm hiring a matchmaker. That's it. Because
And you think-
I don't know what else to do.
Okay, now matchmaker in Austin, what does that look like? Are they gonna match? Is it gonna be a national
It would
matchmaker?
be a national, absolutely. I would like request that, like, please look elsewhere. Please. Don't, and I can go where they are. It's not a problem. If I
I was
gotta,
about to say that. So you would move?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I haven't thought about that much. Like I'm more so thinking, oh, I can import them here, but I don't know. They might not want to move. So I don't know. I haven't really thought that much. I'm just the dating part. I'm just thinking about the dating part. Like if I have to go someplace else to take a trip just to go for a first date, I feel like that'll be maybe kind of fun, and it could be expensive, but it'll be fun because it just be different from what I'm experiencing now. Because it's just this is like I can't get used to this. Like it's just not having any interactions with men, and I just it's not something I normally black it out, but now it's just like no, I can't do it. I'm gonna have to be one of them bitches that get help, and that's okay. Ain't no shame in my game.
Well, the service is out there. Like, I don't think that's any shame in your game. I mean, they have matchmakers. I always think about you putting me on to like the dating coach, and I don't watch him. And I said he's a matchmaker, but just really seeing that whole process of how people respond, how people actually do go on his show, like really looking to meet people and saying what they like and don't like. I think is really interesting. It does put it in perspective that if Detroit, somebody need to go there and make some money if that's the number one single place in the world, right? Going there and a matchmaker can chew up there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I think I mean, why not? Right? Like if it's not working conventionally, like you said, we brought up BBLs and everything else we do to enhance our whatever it is that we're looking to enhance. And so, hell, I might be right behind you, like, because they might have access to the man that I'm looking for, because, Miami, yeah, I'm looking for a man. I'm just playing. I'm looking for a
Well,
man.
you need a matchmaker for that? I don't think so.
What?
You need a
Tricking or
matchmaker to
something?
find somebody to trick. You don't need no matchmaker for
Well, I
that.
mean, not necessarily trick on, but like you said, date. Like I know I can find
No.
somebody, but can I find somebody that date for that's worth 100 million? They might be only in certain databases.
That's what I'm thinking. And Lamont is a matchmaker. That's who.
Oh,
I'm pulling the trigger on. Yeah, because I know he like Lamont. One of the things that I'm attracted to with Lamont is he's very well connected on LinkedIn. Like he has a lot. He has a lot of people he's following on LinkedIn, and like that's something. I'm like, You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I think he has a big network, but he says like a lot of people that he does matchmaking stuff like that, they don't want nobody to know. He don't post about it. He's like, they want to
right.
pay private and stuff like that. So, I'm like, he has a pocket of men that we have no idea about. And it's every now and then he'll post somebody get married and he'll like repost it. And I'm like, that's probably one of his clients. But he's not gonna say it because he's like, they want to be private. But I'll be looking at him and now, I start doing my research. I'm like, oh, he do what? So, yeah. So, anyway.
I'm here for it. Well, I might have to join you on that because I've been single just, a long time too. And I don't want to, and, I just don't see it being any different living in Austin. And I'm okay with it. It's not like well, me, I'm single. It's none of that. It's none of that. But it is like I feel like what you're basically saying is you got to do something about it, right? Like you can just sit here and be like, "Whoa, me, it's Austin, ain't no niggas here, da 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 da." But hell, like you said, hook me up. I would rather date somebody long distance for a while, and with the fun to get me out of Austin some more, give me something to look forward to, and it's like a double whammy.
Yeah, that's what I said too. It'd be fun.
Business. Well, and these awesome girls won't be in my business.
Right. That's you all day. You don't want people being in your business. But listen, we was just talking about that with Tia. I'm like, girl, shut up. Because honestly, that's going to be me too. Ain't going to be no Instagram.
You got a man?
Nope.
Maybe.
Right. Maybe. I might be seeing somebody, but you ain't gonna see, ain't nobody gonna see him. So yeah, so there's that. But this honestly kind of takes me, and this actually is a perfect segue for the clip I have today because
you're not gonna take your man to rain.
Absolutely no. Absolutely not.
Absolutely. On the patio.
No, we are not. He is not going. Absolutely not. And I'm gonna make my debut. Everybody see my man, girl.
Right, you gonna walk through rain.
No,
Highland.
Highland. Yeah, and we just sitting in the corner, and I'm with my man. This is my man, y'all. Girl, absolutely not. No, never.
He's visiting from Chicago.
No, his ass gonna be no. He could come. He could be here. We could move around, but it ain't gonna be that. I'm taking him to 4th so I can. You know who? We know somebody. It's somebody that we know. I ain't gonna say who they are. They did that. They got their man, and I don't never see him no more. We talk offline, but.
We'll talk offline. Give me a hint. Good.
You said that they were my niece, and Neil knows them. They're not one of my nieces, though. But you was like, I thought that was one of your nieces. And I'm like, no. And they know Neil.
Gosh, that didn't help at all. It sounds juicy. It sounds like you really gave me a good hint. I got to think with it for a minute.
Yeah.
But I'm like, who the hell? Who could that be? Okay, as you pull up the segment, I'm gonna think.
I hope you don't hear this. Hold on. I think it's okay.
Where are my scamming ass bitches at?
Okay.
Spin that shit. We got to sing that song. We want to get in the algorithm because like randomly everybody now doing spin that shit video. So if we want to be in the algorithm, we got to join the where all my scamming ass niggas at. Right?
Have fun with that. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so
nobody. This hanging around with a bunch of nobodies.
Okay.
Oh, hey, girl.
This is only okay. She's only the one. Very few people I follow on TikTok. Very few, and she's the only one I actually go check on. I think now she my girl. I like her, but I think she's a little bitter, a little bit. But you
don't be listening to Jamila and Mila.
I see Jamila on Instagram and Mecca. I see Jamila.
Mecca.
She comes up on my Instagram all the time. Mecca, I haven't just gotten into Mecca, but I mean, no shade to her. I just haven't come across her. But Jamila she comes on my feed all the time on Instagram, so I see her often. But okay, you can see the title. Not being a 304 doesn't get women better results when it comes to men. Now, this can apply for men and women if you ask me, but here are out.
Shaming these 304s and overly promiscuous women like if they don't do the things that they do that they gonna get better results out on the dating scene, which is not the reality. As a woman who's not promiscuous, never slept around, me choosing that lifestyle still didn't get me better results. It still didn't get me better groups of men to choose from. Me and the hoes are still choosing from the same men. The same brand through men, the same men that cheat, the same men that got a bunch of kids by a bunch of different women. I didn't get anything better as far as results than the girl who the hoe. So what exactly y'all shaming them for? It ain't like if they chose anything different, then life would be better for them. Me and the hoe have the same exact probability and chance of being cheated on. We have the same probability and chance of not ever finding nobody to get married to. We have the same probability in everything. Right? Me choosing not to sleep around does not get me better results than the hoe. A lot of y'all mamas is a perfect example that hoes still get chosen. You think your brothers and sisters got different daddies by accident? No, your mama was a hoe. And she still was getting chosen even after being a hoe. These are internet made up conversations that y'all just use to shame women. And the reality is that when I made the decision to not be a hoe, to not sleep around, that's because I didn't want to, because the thought of it is just disgusting to me, right? But I never thought that it was going to make me have better results on the dating scene, that it was going to get me married, that I'd have better men to choose from. None of that. And I'm glad I never thought that, because it was stupid. Because I don't have anything better to choose from than the hoes do. I don't have any better chance of having a happily ever after ending than the hoes do. So y'all can let this go. Because you can shame them. And when they look out into the world, guess what they see? That no matter what lifestyle they choose, they still gonna end up with the same results. Whenever I tell young girls to not be promiscuous or not live that whole lifestyle, it's only for their sanity. Because I've seen what women who have been promiscuous, what is done to them, what type of toll is taken on their mental state. But I never tell girls don't be one because it's going to get you better men, because that's just not true. And it's not going to get you better results on the dating scene. It's not going to get you married no faster. It's not going to do anything any different. You ain't going to get no other benefits from it when it come to men. If you choose the lifestyle to not do it for you, so that you can sleep well at night knowing that a bunch of men ain't had you. But don't do it because you think you're going to get better men or better results than a woman who is a hoe.
You want to know something I wish I knew the meaning of when I...
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah, so...
Oh, wow. Damn. Shout out to, what's her name?
Dana.
Shout out to Dana. And I do follow Dana. I don't follow Dana, but she usually catches my attention. I didn't see this video, and damn. Wasn't that some truth, right? You want to respond, or you want me to respond?
I can respond because I'll respond first because I'm in Dana's. She and I are one and the same when it comes to that. And I'm with her 1,000%. Me making the decisions I make about not being casual or transactional with people is all a me thing. I don't think it does anything. I don't even lead with that. Like, I see some people, they lead with the, I don't even sleeping around and stuff like that. And I just be looking, I'm like, girl, you want a cookie? Good for you. Like, that don't mean nothing to no nigga for real. Because you ask some niggas for real, like, well, what do you want? A lot of times they say, I want something a little seasoned. I want somebody that's done some things. After a certain age, you being like that honestly looks bad. Like people like Yvonne Orgy and stuff like that, who's, still a virgin, like at her age, it doesn't look good. And men a lot of times at that point start saying, well, what's wrong with you? Like, is there something going on with you? So it's not even a conversation I have now. Do I feel like, again, I think Dana is a little bitter, because my thing is, I think Dana, well, I guess I can't say anything different because I was just talking about hiring a matchmaker, but I think she's in a position kind of like maybe I am in Austin, where she's just not around men, the type of men that, well, I ain't gonna say she can't get a man, because she can get men, but the type of man that she wants, she's just not around, and she's not around them on a regular basis. You know, she don't really move. She does stuff, but she travels and stuff. A lot of times she travels with her brother and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe if people don't know, they might think that's your man. So I don't even think she does the whole by yourself thing that I think all of us should do that are single. But even still with that, it's far in between that you might have opportunity to travel and go somewhere by yourself, unless you just a rich bitch like that. But anywho, my point is, I still think she's a little bitter, but I get what she's saying though. I feel like, and let's say Austin, for example, I'm in the same pool as somebody who would be considered a hoe. Like I am. We might actually like or go after the same type of man. You know what I'm saying? Or might be attracted to the same type of man. And they, honestly, to me, would have a better chance. Because especially in today's dating space, you fuck first, date later. So, like, they would have a better chance. Because for me, I'm like, oh, well, no, that's not, But they not saying you a hoe if you do that. I'm just saying what she said. She said hoes. So if it was somebody who was a hoe, they gonna be down, and then they might get, and then they might start dating after that. As opposed to me, I wouldn't. So it is some truth in what she's saying, but I think it just depends. I think that's why you do have to do things like what I was just saying. I'm talking about Matchmaker. You have to start thinking different. The world is just not the same when it comes to dating, and I think that even for me, it's a hard pill to swallow that the dating world is different. It's just different, and I don't know if it'll ever go back to the way it used to be. Not even back in the day. I'm talking about like high school for me. Like it might not ever go back to that. And you know, that's just hard pill for me to swallow, and it's just I'm something I'm not used to. The progressive way of dating, I think it's just different. And I think if you're not really down with getting on the apps, you're not down with fucking first dating later. You are a person who is a little bit more reserved, or not really into the casual thing. It's gonna be more challenging, and I think that's just a reality. It's just gonna be more challenging for you to date and meet somebody, and unless you do things unconventional or you think outside the box, and you might have to. People be talking about girls who hire dating coaches and they pay the $5, and they be like, oh y'all, they stupid and stuff like this. I'm like, no, they not. Because if they carry this, if they are a certain kind of way and they're not really with the standard, they're not trying to be on the dating apps and stuff like that, they might go out to clubs and stuff like that. But if you're in a place like Austin, to me, they don't really approach like that. And I'm not talking about for me, I'm talking about for girls too. Like I be seeing what the guys do with the girls here. And I don't, depending on where you are. Elsewhere, the guys was very aggressive. It was actually shocking to me. I was like, I don't normally see guys. I mean, they was on them like a revolving door. But anyway, but that doesn't happen often. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see that all the time. And, I went to Summerfest last week. I go to straight event. I don't see interactions between men and women. It's like high school. Summerfest was kind of like, it was lit, but it was kind of like high school. Boys on one side, girls on the other. You saw a little interaction, but I'm like, it's just different. So I agree with her to a certain degree. You are in the same pool, and it doesn't really do much for you if you are, not transactional. You not really. It's a you thing. It's not something that men are gonna probably give you a gold star for, in a lot of, maybe a little bit, but not. A hoe could still, you still can be in the same. They could still be in the same. You could be in the same roster with a hoe, and they could still be trying to pick between you and a hoe. So,
well, definitely, and I mean, I 100% agree with her. And one of the things, there's a few things to it. One, like listening to you the main thing that's the difference, and we can break down the differences. You kind of mentioned a few things, but the main thing is our age, right? It's a totally different ball game of thinking about us dating in high school or dating in college or dating in our 20s, dating in 30. Like, it does get hard. Like, we've heard this, we saw this on TV, right? Like, this idea that the dating world gets harder as you get old. It literally does. Like, it literally does. And it's not necessarily the dating world more so. It's you. It's me. You're not just that open that you really need to be in this dating world, because one of the biggest things that I think is different between the dating world now, and maybe it's just all in my head, maybe this is not true, but we live in a social media fraudulent world. We live in a fraudulent time, because the reason why she's so right is that you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a hoe and a saint, because a hoe is gonna say they a saint, and they gonna stick to that story till they die. They might fuck 5 niggas yesterday, bitch. They meet you today, bitch. They are Mary Poppins, and they gonna stick to being Mary Poppins. It's like the way we curate who we are, what we do based on what we're trying to get, whether we're trying to get likes, whether we're trying to get attention, whether, people don't even go by their names, right? Like, all these alter egos, these different personalities, how we show up in one space, show up in a different space. Everything is fraudulent. So there's no way that you would benefit from saying that you are not a hoe, because for me, somebody that tries to, me personally, somebody that tries to give the narrative that they're, not promiscuous, and I'm going to take their promiscuous card up 10 notches. It's just because, how could I know the truth? People lie. And it's not just normal lie. Niggas been lying, girls been lying. We know the game. People always lie to put on. But we are in a culture where lying or creating content or creating personalities is the way to be. So I don't think you would really, until you get further into knowing somebody, I think it's really hard to genuinely get to know somebody, and especially younger people. I just can't imagine somebody being younger and trying to meet somebody and believing anything that comes out of somebody's mouth. And again, one of the factors that I think that does this with me is my age. Maybe I am a little bit more what you call that, skeptical, a little bit more, like, I don't know about that. I guess that's what you want to say, like, because life has taught me bitches lie. So it's like, and I'm thinking about in my, like, for somebody trying to act like they said, I wouldn't believe you. And it's not that, and it's nothing that you've done. It's just, again, and that's why dating is hard, right? And so, also to respond to that, so for me, I'm gonna try to say, where am I at on the whole spectrum? Because I think it's definitely different levels of being a hoe. If it's 1 to 10, 10 being a hoe, 0 being a saint. And shout out to all the hoes. So maybe make this very clear. While I have my own about who I am and my own body, I admire hoes. I admire people who are free with, if they're safe and they're healthy and they're okay, like she was saying, mentally. I admire it. Like, sometimes I could be secretly more of a hoe. I think I wish that, like, how every so often you're like, damn, like, I wish I could just be, fucking in the basement at the club, right? Like, and I've done stuff, but I just, I, I don't care how drunk I am, right? Like, it's just a limit, right? Like, bitch, ain't nobody, like, can you imagine? Like, I couldn't imagine, like, meet somebody fucking me in the club. Like, it's just no way, right? It's just no way. It's never going to happen. I don't care how drunk. I mean, we can sucky, licky. It's what I'm gonna say. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, like, my own boundaries, right? Like, it's what I'm saying. But sometimes I'd be like, damn, that's hot for them to just don't give a fuck. And like you said, they go wake up, they go to their job, They probably married at home. You know, they got support. They on prep. They on doxy pep, bitch. And we all look at, you know, but bitch, they good. And bitch, they got their nut, they got their fantasy, you know, they whatever it is, if that's their I'm assuming that's something they enjoy doing, is you just getting plunged in the club. I hope that's not something you're doing and that's not your stilo. That's just weird, right? But so I would say on my whole spectrum, I would put myself, to be honest, especially now. Again, I think age is a big difference. I think in my 20s and the 30s, I would have been maybe a 6. I'm gonna give myself a little 4. I think it has changed. I do, because one of the things I was just talking to a friend about is that I don't like everything being led by sex. Like, I think that's the main thing that turns me off right now. Like, people, like, everything is so sexual. I'm kind of bored with it. Like, I think for me, I'm bored with these everything being led and kind of manufactured, or like, you know, sex or intimacy, like sex or fucking. It's just like, okay, what else is going on? Like, what else? I get it. I get it. We can fuck. I get it. But I am so bored. And I'm actually turned off by people that only leads with sexual innuendo. Like, that's all, you know, send me a dick pic or send me. I'm just like, really? I have sent so many dick. I probably have sent a million dick pics in my life. A million in my lifetime. And so when do it go up to the point where, bitch, I don't have any more? I'm not, first of all, I'm not taking anymore. I'm not. I'm dick pic out, okay? Like, is it something else you want to see? I got a plan. You know, I gotta. You know, you wanna see. You know, I don't know, something other than that, right? Like, that is just. I have never been so turned off about somebody asking for a dip. It's the same old routine. So while I put myself, like I said, I give myself a 4 in the spectrum of a whole, the 1 to 10. Now, I would say back in the day more of a 6. And I totally agree with her, because it does. I think it is about your body, and I think that's one thing for me where it's coming up, right? Like, I've made a lot of choices in the past where I stand by any choice that I made about my body, but I am today. I do feel a little bit more in tune with who I give my body, and I do think it's an age thing for me. Like I said, as I got older, I'm more like, oh my god, I think it's almost getting a power back that I didn't have before, right? Like, I didn't, because I think if you look at your body as a source of power that you give yourself to, like, you know, navigate this dating world, right? Navigate these sending dick pics, navigate these no good niggas and all of that. I think one thing you always have control of is your body. And I think, while I totally agree with her across the whole thing she said, I think that's the thing. When the it is the same. You do have the same pool of men. You do have the same outcomes. They might be having more fun if that's what they like to do. But I think what does give you the upper hand is the power you give yourself once you have control and power on your body. But it's all, like she said, it's internal. Mm-hmm. You have to reap the reward of maybe not going home with that man tonight, right? Like, that has to make you feel good and make you feel like a superwoman or a superman and stuff like that. It does nothing for making you a better person, a better catch, like she said, it does nothing. And like you said, I would prefer somebody that's not approved, maybe most of the time. Like, they lead with, oh, I'm saving myself for Jesus. I'm like, but girl, but that ain't it over here. But it might be, like I said, right now it might be. That's what I'm saying. I'm at a 4, so I'm looking for, like, from a 6. I mean, maybe a 7 down, and we could meet somewhere at 5, right? Like, if they're 7, I'm a 4. We could be like at 5 or 6, and we could meet. But if they're already at a 10, and I'm at a 4, it's gonna be unbalanced and stuff. So yeah, I agree. That was profound. Yeah, I agree. It gets you nothing.
Yeah, and I think, but I just thought it was something that I should share, because I think even people that's our age, some people I be seeing on the internet, and they be talking and they say it and they just say it with such pride, but I don't even be out there like that, you know, and I ain't been with a man for 10 years. And I'm like, girl,
And you
that's
can't
not a
take no
flex.
dick.
Right.
And you can't take no dick. I
Right.
guarantee you can't take no dick, right?
That's not
And you be the
right.
first one jumping all over the place, getting on my nerve, and then you like, oh, you got soft. But bitch, you every time I put it in, you ooh, ah, ooh, ooh.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they look at you like. That's what they look at you like. Oh, you gonna be a problem. Like,
Ooh, ooh.
yeah.
And then thinking
See.
like it's gold, girl. It's just booty. Like, bitch, I don't you girl, don't, yeah. Cause
Yeah.
you think it's gold, but again, that is only for you to think it's gold, bitch. Booty
Right.
is a dime a dozen. I could go get the whole dog and get the same net, right? Like, I mean, that's the honest, that's the truth. You're not say like sex is one of the most animalistic thing that everybody it is different spectrums. It is different spectrums. It is different needs. It's different stages and all of that. But everything and everybody have sex. So there's no way to like that's like a dollar bill. Some people got more than others, but like you holding on to a dollar thinking it's a gold, a pound of gold is not. It's just a dollar, right? Like, but it could be gold to you. That's the value you have for yourself. But that sounds
Yeah.
horrible, but that's really the truth. I mean,
Yeah.
and
No.
the hoes be eating it up. I be thinking about it in Austin, right? The hoes, the people, it, it it's more hoes than people that's not hoes. So you automatically put yourself, and again, it's a spectrum of them hold them. But if we're talking about the tens versus the ones, there's way more tens than ones for sure.
Oh yeah. And then like yeah, hoes. They night when they go out is totally different than like a night for me. You know what I mean? Like it's just a totally different situation, it's a totally different thing, and it's a lot more exciting and entertaining depending on what you like to be entertained by. I mean, for me,
Right.
but I'm just saying, like, I look like a auntie, literally sitting on the sidelines with a cocktail. That's what I look like, and I just be by everybody else bopping around sitting my cocktail on the sidelines. Somebody might come say, come talk to me. Oh, it's an auntie conversation, but the tens, they moving around, and who knows what they got going on, and who knows if only cameras was following them. Cameras, you know what I'm saying? It'd be a totally different situation. So it could be. I mean, if you into that type of thing, it could be very
Right. And you
exciting.
can do all that stuff and not necessarily give up your body too.
No, you
Because
can.
I found out, what I've been really getting my rocks off on is like being out there like a night and going home. Like, getting numbers, just having a blast, talking to niggas, keep making out, doing the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And bitch, wake up the next day, delete the message, unfollow on Instagram, and go about my business, right? And I like that, like because then because oh my god, I've learned that 9 out of 10, that is the fun part. The headache is when you let them come into your house. That's where the headache begins. Oh, you got to figure out like how to get them out, or you got to text them back, or do you like them? Was the sex even good? That's where it gets more complicated.
Yeah.
Like playing the game, being out and about, bopping, and that's the fun part.
Yeah.
But
That's
when you
yeah.
take them home, so some of y'all too, just enjoy being out, enjoy the company of men, enjoy the company of being around the gays and stuff. Where everything doesn't have to be back to your bed, because a lot of the time those now but think about Sex in the City. Like, just think about Sex in the City, right? Like, I think that's a good example how if that's where the drama stayed, that's where the drama happened once they woke up, when they spent the night.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they was, incompetent, whether they was a maniac, whether they was a drunk, maybe whether they didn't want to leave. All the
Mm-hmm.
dramas happened in the bed after the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think a person, and I want to be clear just from me, I don't want people to think I'm saying if you bop around at the club, you're a hoe. Because like you just said, you could just be talking to people and you know, and having a good time, yada, yada, yada. But I guess I said that because some people that are like myself and Dana, like we can seem almost like invincible after a certain after a while. Like you get, especially you say age does play a part, and you know I've heard people who are older say if you carry yourself a certain kind of way as you get older, you do become invincible. Like you do, just nobody's really looking your way. So yeah. Like, and but you have to accept it for what it is. I mean, you just have to kind of live with it. And then you, again, you have, it's just, that ain't you. You have a different way of doing things. You might have to go to a dating coach, go to something else. You got to do something different because the way people doing it now just might not be, not saying you a hoe, but just know that you might, if you go out there and do it the way everybody else is doing it, you're amongst them. And that's your comp. That's your competition.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's your, yeah.
No, go ahead. Oh,
No,
okay, yeah.
I think that's it. I'm just thinking about it. Like, yeah, it's out there. That's the battle of the bands. It's always been the hoes versus the non-hoes, but I definitely see, like I say, I think it's really hard to tell the difference.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's what it is. It's the difference. Sure. Who knows who is who.
No, I agree. Okay, so this next thing is something that I had found back in March on TikTok, and this guy was talking about parallel play. I had never heard of that before. So I just thought it was interesting and I wanted to share it. But hold on, I gotta am I on that screen? Yeah, I am. Okay, here we go.
You want to know something I wish I knew the meaning of when I was in a relationship? It's something called parallel play. And no, it's not no freaky deaky stuff. I thought the same thing when I heard it. So I got on the phone with my homegirl the other day, and we chopping it up. She asking me about, how my life's going. I'm asking her or whatnot. And she's like, I'm talking to this one guy and it's going really well. And I'm like, cool. She was like, yeah, like, we get on the phone and I like that we can do parallel play. And I was like, what type of what? She was like, no. It's not like that. So I was like, what does it mean? And she was like, parallel play is like you guys can, be in each other's space without like talking to each other. I was like, what? So I go to look it up, right? Parallel play in adults is doing separate activities in the same space, offering quiet intimacy, personal autonomy, and stress relief by combining togetherness with individual focus, strengthening bonds without constant interaction, and allowing for comfort in shared silence. This is something I've been trying to explain for the longest, and I never knew like the definition or what it was called. This would have saved so much time. And it's not that I don't like to talk when I'm in a space with somebody. It's just that I'm so comfortable with them. And sometimes I really don't have anything to say that I just am okay with not speaking and just doing our own thing in each other's space. And I think that it is something that people should understand if their other person, if their other person does this thing. It's their love language. And I never knew that was, I knew that was part of my love language, but I never knew how to explain it. And now the fact that I understand and know what it means, oh my gosh, this would have saved so much time, so much arguments. I enjoy parallel play. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean that I don't want to talk to you, but if I'm so comfortable with you, I'm okay with not speaking. Sometimes I just truly do not have anything to say. I can just sit there on my phone and scroll on TikToks while you lay on top of me, you know what I'm saying, or while I'm cluttered up or whatnot, or while you're doing your makeup and shit like that. Like, parallel play.
He's cute.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay.
I'll parallel play with him.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. Just because, like he said, it could save arguments and stuff like that. Because me, I guess I'm the type of person where I don't necessarily understand parallel play. I mean, I do. He explained it. I get it. But I'm saying, like, I guess it's something in me where it's like, okay, well, you're around me. We're in the same room. Yeah, and we're not talking to each other. So for me, I'm ready to dip. Like, okay, well, I'm about to go over here. No, I want you to stay here. But we're not talking to each other. So I don't need to be in here. So I think for me, the only child in me. I don't know what it is, but for me, like, or even being in the same house, like you in the same house with somebody and y'all not talking to each other, but and they just keep checking on you, but they're not talking to you, but they like you being in the space in the house or whatever like that, but they're not talking to you. They just like to know that you're there, and that's like it's like a connect or something like that. And I would if I was with him, we would be arguing. We'd be arguing because I'd be like, I don't understand. I can leave. Like I don't I don't have to be here. We're not talking to each other. I don't. What am I doing? Like I could go do this by myself somewhere. I could go do something by myself. I could go lay on the couch or the bed by myself. I don't need to be. Why are we doing all this and we're in the same space? I don't. I'm not connected to you. When I'm doing that, that would be me. So I would have been arguing with him. So I guess that's why I said I'm like, oh well, we would have been arguing. I guess I just never knew that was a thing. Never knew it had a name. Never really understood it. Now I don't know. Now maybe now I can understand it because just because I do be, or I be, I'll be on my phone, I'll be on my iPad, what I'm saying? And if he there and, I don't know, I'm laid up on or something like that and we ain't talking to each other, I guess I do understand it. Back in the day, I didn't understand it. I just like, I don't understand this. Get away from me. Apollo, go away from me with this. I'd rather be by myself. But anyway, your thoughts?
I think I didn't know it was the name either, so thank you for introducing parallel play. I don't think a relationship or that you live with somebody could exist without parallel play. Like you think about it. To be out in a world where you have to show up at work, you have to show up when you drive, right? You got to show up if you go to the gym, meaning you got to connect with people. And then to go home, outside of that original connection, but then to be the whole time from getting home to you going to bed, you have to connect with another person at the whole time. I think, and I've experienced how, while, because I think this is a big part why people like being single, because people don't know how to parallel play, because it's too hard, it's too much to be in a relationship where you have to be constantly the whole day giving yourself to someone else. Like I feel like it has to come to a point in a relationship, and especially I would say even living with somebody. Take if it's not even romantic, like roommates, family, that y'all could exist where you don't have to show up for the other person. Like you don't have to, like somebody come in the refrigerator, they can just go to the refrigerator, get a cup of juice, go back to they were doing. It don't have to be like, oh, you was thirsty, bitch. I just wanted some juice. Like, do we have to talk about me getting a glass of juice? You know what I'm saying? Or if they take the trash out, it's like, oh, how was it out there? Girl, I just wanted to just take the trash out. But you know what I'm saying? When you live by yourself, you do all these things. You don't have to answer to nobody, right? You don't have to answer to when you go to sleep or how you go to sleep or when you're doing these, minute, like these things, like taking out the trash or, deciding to clean the kitchen. You might want to clean out the closet. You might, you want to move around. You want to do something, it's Friday night, instead of like, I don't know, you want to read on the patio, like, can I go read on the patio without you thinking something wrong? You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, I don't want to, I'm not talking to you. I just want to read on the patio today. Like it's Friday night. I got me I poured me a glass of wine. I might offer you some. I mean, I think that's a little different. If I just open up a bottle of wine, you right there, I don't offer but even if I did and I left the wine glass, empty wine glass and a bottle on the counter for you, but I didn't make a big deal that, now we got to drink wine together, cheers. And I'm not saying like totally ignoring that person right throughout the day. But I think parallel play is just so important to allow people to have identity in space that's not always connected to somebody else, right? Like I have to be able to move. I don't want to just move when you go to sleep. Like I've been in situations where I'm only really living in the space if you're asleep or if you're gone. And that stuff, brings up resentment, Rosines up. I feel like cheating or, secrets. And, if you don't, people have to be able to have space and coexist with another person. So I think that's a beautiful scenario, right? Like I'm in a living room on a couch reading. You come in there, and for a second you come, lay on my feet, and you're listening to a podcast in your ear, and we just vibe it. Then you get up and you go about your business, or you stay, and it's not a conversation like what you listening to or what you reading, what chapter you on. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We just coexisting in space, and I think it's just so important to allow and relate. I swear I could just see it as day how better my relationship, and I think I have that. I think you got to get to that point. I think to have healthy relationships where it's not that you're having to entertain somebody. I saw a podcast, this viral clip that goes on social media. Like, if I'm your friend and I come to your house, you don't have to entertain me the whole time. Just give me something to drink and a blanket, and I'm okay, right? Like, I might just want to be at your house. I might just want to be in your space. I might want to just be around you, but you don't have to entertain me, right? You don't have to be like, what you want to watch, or what, you might go upstairs. You might go about your business. You might be cleaning out the refrigerator, and I'm just over there on your couch, drink, scrolling through my, phone, whatever, but I just want to be in your space. I think it's beautiful to be able to share space with people, but not be mandated that you have to orchestrate that space or dictate with that space, like fill that space up with something at all times. I love the idea of parallel play. I think it's healthy, period, because then it sets boundaries where you won't think, because if you're always doing that, then when you do need space, oh, what's wrong? Oh, you mad at me? Or you feel
Yeah.
like something is going on. Nothing's going on, because people do have bad days. It ain't got nothing to do with you, and maybe I don't
Right.
want to talk about it today. Right now I'm okay, but I just want to come home and chill, give you a kiss, get in the shower, if we eat, but give me my time to myself. And I think that's really why people like living home single, because they don't have time to themselves.
That's true.
And you got to be able to give people time to themselves while you habitating space. I just think it's necessary. It's like, what else there to do? You can't always be on. I cannot be on at always. I love you. Go sit down. And so you think it'd be an issue for you? I mean, you said
No.
now would be better. So what if you
Well,
had a man right now and they were right there with you at your house, and they like in the kitchen, you record the podcast there and there, they got their headphones and they just working on their report.
Well, I think I'm different. I guess my whole thing is I don't have a problem with you doing your own thing and not saying to me and saying anything to me. I just don't need to be in the same room with you while you're doing it. Like they said, we could do things together in the same space and we're doing something together.
Right.
We're connecting. I don't need to do that. I would just go somewhere else. Like that's I guess that's my thing. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with being nonverbal. Never have, never will. You don't have to talk to me. But I think for me, it's I don't understand it from other people. Like I guess that's my thing. Like you said, people want to come over your house. I'm not I always feel like if somebody come over my house, I gotta host and do all this kind of stuff. I'm not. I don't think people just want to come and be in my space and I can just do what I'm doing and they just here and they just fine with it and they gonna do whatever they. I don't think that way. I'm thinking like if they here, I'm probably gonna have to entertain them some kind of way. I'm gonna have to have this, have that, do that, do this. I don't think that it's just that. I guess for me, I don't think it's just that easy. I'm like, oh girl, I'm probably gonna have to do something. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like you said, which is why a lot of times people stay by themselves because I think I would have to entertain or do stuff like that. Or answer your question about a man being here. I don't have a problem being a man being in my space. It's more so if he want to parallel play with me. I don't have to talk to him, but I might, or he don't necessarily have to talk to me per se, I guess. But I don't. Us in the same room doing something. I don't know. It depends on what I'm in the same room doing. I can browse the internet. I can be social media. I guess I could do certain things in the same room. I guess I just don't know if I would say that's like a foreplay for me. That like it's just we're in the same room doing something. The connection, I don't know if I'm gonna feel that. But you don't have to talk to me. My man would not have to talk to me. Now I do require a certain amount of space if I live in a house with a man. Like whatever I got now, it has to be double because I think we need to be able. We could be in the same house, but we need to be able to have our own space. So, in a lot of it. So, I wouldn't have a problem, my man, if he was here in the kitchen doing whatever. As long as I definitely wouldn't have a
The
problem with it right
sharing
now
space, but
because I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, so I was like, I wouldn't. It's more so, it's more so him. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem sharing space. It's just, I guess, I don't understand. I guess back in the day, I just didn't understand that whole thing. Like, well, we don't have to talk to each other, but like, if I decide to leave, that should be okay. Like, well, we're not talking to each other anyway, but it's like, no, like, it's the part where we're here together, and I like
Right.
knowing that your energy's here. I'd like to know that you're around me. It's that part I
Because
don't,
you
it's
like
like, yeah.
especially when you live with somebody you with, y'all have that connection. Like y'all have that, like you want to wind down with somebody. Like if you are trying to wind down, and it does sometimes it's comforting, right? Like that somebody that, again, that's the benefit of having somebody. That's the benefit of not living by yourself either. Like even with because I put in this perspective because I know so many people live with their family these nowadays and stuff like that. I think that's the comfort of having family around, right? Like you could just go downstairs and everybody in the living room doing a meeting place, right? And then be able to disperse. But that time that you're together, right, is some kind of comfortability. And I definitely feel like that's with your partner. I've experienced, me personally, I think it's just beautiful when you live with, like, and you got to mind, I've lived with somebody most of my life, right? It's only been, I would say, 6 years total that I've lived by myself my whole life. So it's that to tell you, and I think it is that parallel play does come to part when you enjoy being around the person that you're with, right? Like that is the play, but not feeling that you have to fill in the gaps all the time, right? Like you do enjoy their company, you enjoy their smell, you enjoy watching them, taking glimpse of them enjoying. Like I do, I love that, like watching somebody else do stuff in their most vulnerable state, right? Like I think that's a special window that we just don't have often to watch people, especially someone you love. I think it does do something to you, right? Like, oh, like they really love Star Wars. Like, you had your man and they really love Star Wars. And baby, you don't know the difference between Darth Vader and, Han Solo.
Okay.
But to watch them in their most vulnerable space, like in their pajamas, they might have their Star Wars pajamas on, right? Or it might be, what's the new show? The Last Airbender everybody's talking about right now, and they like, and you let them watch it, like you want to actually be in the room with them. It's not something you really watch, so you might again put on, your tablet with the headphones and listening to your book, but they in the bed, like you experiencing it with them, but being okay that we don't have to watch it together, right? Like, and they might be like, oh my God, they shake your leg because they excited something happened. You're like, oh, like, ooh,
Mm.
and but you like, girl, I don't know what just happened, right? Like like that type of intimacy is like no other, right? Like, and so when I do think about like being single and stuff, you do miss that kind of intimacy, right? Where it's just watching people in their, because when you live with somebody and you with somebody, you see things, you're a part of them that's just totally different. And I can see that parallel play. You might then, take the headphones off and start kissing them. I don't know. It might just turn you on watching them be excited and doing their thing. I love, like, I've been in situations where, we have to work. Like you working on your stuff, I'm working on my stuff. And then next what I know, later that know we fucking our brains out. But I think I was turned on by us both working on this big project that we doing for work, and they working on one laptop, I'm working on the next laptop. That could be. I do think it is a turn on in a lot of ways of sharing that kind of space with somebody and not having to show up. Then it leaves more room for you to show up. I think it leads to that. Like, ooh, that was kind of hot. Or we ain't did nothing early. You know what I'm saying? Instead of as soon as they come home, let's fill in the energy. Let's fill in the blanks. Let's make content. Like, I
Oh
wonder
yeah, no.
too, how do content creators' relationships work? I was looking at that the other day, like, because I'm assuming, like, how do they manage that? Like, being in a relationship, living together, and being full-time content creators, and their content is their relationship. Wouldn't that seem like a lot of, like, when do they turn it off? Or
No, I
when is the
agree.
turn off there?
I don't know if it is ever a turn off though, especially if y'all start popping, y'all start popping and yeah, a lot of them ones I don't think it ever turns off because a lot of times it seems like to me it's somebody that's always on social media. They always is on, so it's like, and then people want to know, well, where is such and such or where so and so is at? Oh, here, come here, and it's like they do always have to be on. So it seemed like so. I don't know how to. I don't know how, but a lot of them situations don't work out. Like the most recent one that was the popular one, what was Sarah? Sarah, I forget her last name. They was a very attractive couple, but yeah, they were online, relationship people, and so
It didn't work.
yeah, it didn't work. But I mean,
Yeah, that
because
did
she was
seem like
always
a lot.
humiliating him, and then he had to be fake and laugh obnoxiously all the time. It was just like I I could see him with him why he wanted to get out. It was just too much. It was too performative.
Too
And I think,
performative. Oh my
and I think,
God.
yeah, and I think that's who wants to be in a relationship where you have to be performative. And I think that kind of speaks to what you're saying. That speaks exactly what you're saying. Like if you parallel play with somebody, you don't have to be performative. You can just do what you do, and the other person just doing what they do naturally is like a foreplay. It's like it's doing something to the other person. It's like they just seeing you in
Mhm.
your natural element. We're just kind of doing your own thing, and they actually like it. And that's relationships. I'm not that ignorant. I'm just saying I
Mhm.
think when it comes to certain things, like I get it in certain ways. I get y'all be in the same space and your man might be into video games. He playing video games. You just go by, look at him playing video, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I get that. I get that kind of stuff. I'm just saying I don't, us just being in the same room. I don't know. Like, I guess I don't know. I don't know what I would say I wouldn't be in the same room with him doing. Like, what would I not parallel play? Like, no, this is just this is something I do for myself.
That's a good
you know,
question. What would you not pair? What would I not parallel play? That is a good question. Well, me, my bathroom time,
yeah,
like
that's
not
your
bathroom,
best.
not like going to the bathroom, but
yeah,
like getting ready.
yeah,
I do not like sharing. I mean, e- every once in a while, but I do take my getting ready time very personal. Like that is my time.
yeah.
And so I wouldn't even want to be like, oh my God, I love the way he putting on his face cream. No, can you go in the other bathroom, put on your face cream? So I think for
hmm
me, getting ready, because that's been like my ritual for so long, that might be my, like, yeah, we don't have to share this space. I like to get
Yeah,
ready on my own because I also like to show up for my partner, especially with a partner. It's really annoying because I don't want you to see me. I want to be cute,
yeah.
and so I have to get there, and I don't want you seeing me. Like when I see couples getting ready to get like, girl, no, let me do the reveal. Like that's what I like.
Yeah,
So I think
no.
that benefits me more.
Yeah. I think for me, mine is actually kind of weird. I think for me, it's not something I do all the time though. But if I was to create content, when I do content like by myself, I don't want you anywhere around me. I don't want you in the same room. No, I need space to myself. I just need to be by myself. Because some people do content in front, like we should talk about couple, not even just couples who do content together. Some people, they man to be in the same room. My man, he right here, stuff like, he wouldn't be there. I
Or
need
they
to
might be
be
the first. They might be holding the camera. They
Yeah,
might be
no,
recording
I can do everything myself. I can hook it. I can put on a thing. I can do this all by myself. We don't have to parallel play with that. So yeah, that was very interesting.
So you don't want your man to help you produce your content?
I can do that myself. I think I prefer it.
What if he's a videographer, a content manager? I'm just playing.
Well, you do raise the point. He'd be like, "Well, damn, you'll never use me." Like, well, because I got it. I think I got it. I think, yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think that would be something. I actually like that creative space just by myself. Like, it's just, yeah. I think that's just something I get to kind of be creative, and it's just me. I think I do like, because it might sound weird, but it's kind of this, it's just me in the internet. Like, if I'm trying to piss off TikTok, I just like I could do that by myself. Like, that energy, I just, yeah, I'm about to, it's just me in the internet. So that's how I look at it. It's just me in the internet. I'm talking to the internet right now. But I think that's something, I don't do that all the time. Everything else though, well, now bathroom time too. And then, like, you know, that's why I said big house. I have my wing where I can have my closet and stuff, and I do all that by myself too. I'm gonna get ready, and then you get ready too by yourself, you know. And then, like you said, we come together, and we could do some cute stuff together once we get together. Like, once we're together, we could be cute, we could take pictures, we could do all the cutesy stuff. They're like, "Ooh, you look good," like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just smell good. We could do that, but I agree. Like, my get ready process, me picking out outfits and stuff like that, I could just do that. That's just something that's my own time. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Parallel play. I had never heard it. You know, all these new words and stuff that people be coming out with. I had never heard of that. And yeah, learn something new every day.
Yeah, and I like attention, so I'm gonna be taking up space. I like attention in relationships.
Yeah, you're a Leo.
Like in the house. Yeah, in the house, right? Like, I'm gonna put, you know, I'm gonna give you a concert. I'm gonna give you a dance routine. I'm gonna sing. You know, I'm a Leo, whatever. I do like attention in the house for my partner. I like attention for my partner. So parallel play is really good. I'm learned a new word. This has really been good. You know, shout out to all the hoes. Shout out to all the parallel players.
Right.
You know, knowing how to create space with your man and your woman. Yeah, this is really a good day. You know, this was a really good dating episode. I'm saying we kind of got to the nitty gritty on some stuff. I even learned some stuff.
Yeah, so it's funny we're talking about it now though, because it's summer and, like, who's trying to date? I think it's the host is winning right now.
Okay, cupping season has not started yet.
Right, this is their season. This is their time to play. So yeah, but yeah, this was great. This was I wasn't as rusty as I thought I was gonna be. I feel like we just got back into the flow of things, and yeah, we learned some new stuff and talked about some shit, and yeah, we're back.
All you gotta do is put some little powder back there. You won't be rusty. Some powder, some lubrication. You know, you never forget. Like, once you're on the horse, you never forget how to ride it.
Okay.
Are we wrapping this up? Or
Yeah, we're
I got more jokes.
Yeah, I was like,
all right, till next time, y'all ever don't want me to, you know, turn this into a Kevin Hart roast on his ass.
Was that a Kevin? Right. I don't.
Right.
Right.
Let me not. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll carry you through as long as you
Carry the torch, I'ma hold it down. I'm repping for the town. I'm doing it.
What up, doe? You are tuning in to What Works for Us, the Black Queer Lifestyle Podcast,
where we'll discuss everything Black and queer,
mental health,
relationships,
art,
fashion.
We taking back our culture, y'all.
City, my sound, I gotta hold it down.
Carry my city like some shoulder pads and strap.